And finally, let's cover the most unloved class in Transformers Earth Wars, that being the Triple Changers. They are like that weird cousin of yours that you have. Yeah, they are a bit all over the place. Some have some use and some value, others less so. And overall, none are really incredible meta additions, unfortunately. And all those things can be changed by just simple buffs. Absolutely, simple buffs could bump them up significantly. Because I feel like they did not want to make them too strong by giving them two abilities, so instead they water them down and make them really mediocre at everything that they do. So yeah, let's get into the rankings, and let's go with the double dealer. Probably one of my favorite, if not the number one favorite triple changer. He's going into the out of 5 useful tier. First thing is that he only exists as a 4-star, so he does not have a 5-star variant. However, he's useful in a sense that he can apply acid in a really long area, a really large radius, and that it's also quite cheap. The ability cost is very low, it applies in a large area, and his second ability fires a fire rocket that is meant to combo with his initial ability. However, damage is just too low, so the usefulness that you will get out of double dealer is basically just apply acid to block healing and pair with your other damage dealing bots like fire damage dealing bots. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him, and he's really solid at this. And with his 5-star release and with bump up in the damage of his abilities, he can absolutely be much higher. However, currently he has some use, and that use is pretty decent. Now let's go with the broadside and ape face. They also exist only as a 4-star, which is a very recurring pattern for a lot of triple changers. But he's going into 1 out of 5 borderline because that's really all there is to him. He's very borderline. The ability design is really good. It's clever, it's creative, it's unique. However, first ability makes attack drones, which deal damage, while second ability makes healing drones, which heal. And you can only have one kind active at a time. Okay, the design is fine, but basically the numbers are not. Attack drones just deal too little damage. They're basically mosquitoes. And healing drones just heal way too little. So, very simple remedy is just increase the numbers, and he could be bumped up as much as they increase the ability damage and healing. But yeah, again, ability is good. They just need to simply, open up the code in Unity, increase, DPS, increase it by that much, increase healing that much, okay, click and patch, right? That's all there is to him. He's very simple to fix. He just needs more numbers. Now let's go with Snapdragon, another who only exists as a 4-star only, and he's situational, so he's going into the 2 out of 5 situational tier. Now he was really amazing before. In some cases he could solo pretty much zone 16 bases because he could just go straight up to the HQ, and if you have him equipped with Top Shot and Fireline, he could repeatedly do damage with his stealth ability because Top Shot and Fireline kept it on fire. However, they nerfed that strategy greatly because they found it a bit too overpowered, so now he can kind of do it up to maybe HQ level 16, maybe HQ level 17 if shield is down and there is no shield core. But yeah, now that he has some value for newer players who may want to have more strategy in regards to that, and I guess you could use him as a pseudo sec by having him deploy combat like Sidetrack and Growl into the kill zone, so he can be used as pseudo sec, I guess, because his ability range is pretty fair. But overall their bots could do what he does better, and he just needs, again, more better numbers and 5-star release pretty much. Now let's go with the Skylynx and Blitzwing, going into the out of 5 useful tier. Pretty much only thing that holds them back is the damage. Their ability damage is just low, and currently they at ability level 11 set multiple targets on fire, so they can do a little bit more damage. However, that doesn't work properly, so they kind of need a fix. And after that fix, perhaps they could be much better. I certainly hope so, but currently that's as best they're going to get because their damage pretty much only excels up to maybe Platinum Communist League in Wars, That's what they can one shot or heavily damage to the point that other bots can just pick it off. Later on, for example, with Prime League and so on, they just do not do enough damage with their abilities, and yeah, unfortunately that's the case. They have the apply slowdown, but that slowdown is just too short. Now let's go with Sandstorm and Octone. Also going into 3 out of 5 useful tier, and that's, again, they do not really work properly currently. Now that is being fixed with the balance patch, and I could absolutely see them bumped up for sure, but currently they do not really work as intended. They do not really do what they are supposed to do. They have issues with their healing. They don't heal as much as they're supposed to, and their ability interactions don't really interact consistently in a sense that they should. So after the fix, I could see them, even go into the meta tier, possibly, depending on what they do. I do not want to make huge assumptions, but for now, with the way they currently work, this is pretty much the best they can get. And now, lastly, Springer and Astro Train going into the out of 5 useful as well. The first ability that they do, where they stun, is very expensive and just mediocre. Their second ability, where they apply healing, is very useful because it can reach far away targets. So there are some strategies. For example, a very old school strategy was to send Cap to the HQ, and Cap would usually have something like a Quintus Prime co-equipped, and you would also send your Springer and Astro Train to that HQ, and they would, together with the Sharks, destroy pretty much HQ execute. For example, you can also deploy a couple other bots in the bottom so they can pick off the buildings and spawn more Sharks from Quintus. And something that people also used before HQs became tougher was, Springer and Astro Train could solo HQ by just, you could deploy them, apply Sharkticon battle boost to the HQ, and then they could also rush to those Sharkticons. But yeah, currently that's just that's just dated and not going to work for current meta. But yeah, those were some of the uses they had. And pretty much, they just need to bump up in the numbers. More healing and a first ability where they stun, it's just not that good. They do minuscule amount of damage. Stun is very short, ability is very expensive. I think they're very unsure with that ability what to do, and I think they need to settle on something. I don't think he needs too much fixing, but again, with some adjustments, I could absolutely see him get bumped up even to meta tier if they do it right. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and that covers all of the classes, at least until the balance patch drops, which is going to be in a couple of months. So yeah, let me know how do you feel about the rankings, and I'll see you in the next one.